kind of perfect. Well, we're doing something I haven't done in a very, very, very long time in the past 10 years, and that is go in early without fishing all the pods. I mean, it was nothing. That's some of the worst crabs I think I've ever seen. I think we fished 125 pods and caught 13 crabs. I fished gear in all different depths of water in different areas, and there's just like nothing at all. It's not like I can just pick up all the pots and move them to a new area. This many pots, you can't just like snap your fingers and transport them. It's just the nature of the shed, where the crabs are not eaten. They are just shut off. Crabs are either hungry or they want to get it on, and usually when they're one, they're not the other. And right now they're shedding, and when they're shedding, they're not doing either one of those things. The big crabs are doubled up on little females. When the female sheds from an immature female into a mature female, when she's a soft crab, that's when the big dominant crabs will breed her, and they'll only breed her once in their life. And then she'll be able to sponge up and have eggs from that one-time breeding for the rest of her life. When they double up like that, they just scatter, spread way out on flats, they get the heck away. And the only reason usually they trap up is to hide. I think the crabs are there because we're seeing lots of junk and baits ate up and a lot of little crabs, but they just ain't trapping. It's a little rough, not too bad, but not really much to clean up today. I'm trying to stay positive here and figure out an escape plan for this weekend. Crabs are the weirdest, most finicky little things where you'll have nothing, like a switch. They'll turn on and your pots are full. Trying to make it work. We got a problem. We'll figure out how to solve it. Well, I gotta get this on video in case AJ goes in the drink. That'll be funny.
Let's get in the video, my butt.
I got the boys doing a little work on land here. Got them loading up the truck to take a bunch of bait boxes and bags to the dump. Trying to make the best of the day since there was no crabs to be caught. The water pump on my work truck is now dumping coolant everywhere, which is no big deal, but oh yeah, that's a bad water pump. Not even sure I have time myself to do it. I know I could fix it, and I feel like a complete idiot taking it somewhere and having it fixed. But he's a good buddy of mine that works on all my stuff when I don't have time. Probably gonna have him fix it. And my other work truck is also down. Toyota's like misfiring like crazy and whatever, and I literally haven't even had a chance to put a scanner on. I can't even find my scanner. It makes me ill to have somebody else work on my trucks, but my time is better spent doing other things like working on the crabbing thing. I'm the only person that can do some of this stuff. If it's something somebody else can do, sometimes you just gotta have somebody else do it. It's been a tough week here at Bakken Point Seafood. We are hoping for a recovery here, maybe next week. So another problem I'm trying to solve today is that when we set line back, the line always goes, it's created this little groove and it gets stuck a lot of times. Really, you want the line going over this side of the rail, but for whatever reason, it'll hop onto here all the time and it'll get caught up, or if there's a knot or something, just keeps happening. And really, you don't want the line running over here because it gets caught on anything in its way. You can get caught on that rack and all that kind of stuff. So really, I need something to keep the line on this side. So I have this piece of pipe. I'm gonna kind of mount it here, and that should act as sort of a guard here to let the line, if it tries to ride up here, it'll slide back down and go over the side of the boat. This is my camera stand today. I'm just setting you right here. Been seriously considering trying to find a newer truck to use as like the work truck. The reason I have like these old trucks, I used to have a lot more time because I was really only doing catching crabs, and now I'm catching them and selling them and doing a bunch of other things as well, as you're watching right now. I feel like every time that something breaks, like you're not only losing out on either the time you have to take to fix it or the money that you have to pay somebody to fix it, but also the money that you're not making when you are down with the truck. It really kills me because that's not who I am. Like, I love old trucks. I'll tell you what, when you're so busy, it's just nice to know there's one less thing you have to worry about and have anxiety about all the time. Everything is breaking. That one's got a bad water pump, and that one is falling apart with a misfire. Net worth of the entire fleet of trucks that I own is probably about $37. Well, they both made it, so that's a relief. Well, this now looks like absolute garbage because I've done snapped off both lags in there, even though I pre-drilled and all that. It just went in and then got tight and snapped. So looks like absolute crap, but hopefully it works. When the line comes down, hopefully it'll just right down back over the side and doesn't get caught on stuff. This thing that I built yesterday, epic fail. It's too far away. So you either need to extend the plate or move this up, and I don't think I have any more stainless like that. So unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to move it up, which is a big bummer because it works out so nice to have it braced right there. Now that I've broken like all my stuff and wasted a bunch of time over just stupid projects that didn't work out, we're gonna have to move on to the next stupid project that may or may not work out and try to insulate this metal call box and cut the legs down. This is my call box that's made out of an old Navy ship fuel tank. My buddy Garrett in the destroying the boat debacle. Man, you're good. You are the Charlie Daniels of a chainsaw, buddy. I'll tell you what.
Wait till I start carving.
He was flipping houses at one time and bought this house that had this old Navy hull in the backyard. This was the fuel tank in it, and they were cutting it up and getting rid of it, and the tank is like riddled with holes, but it made a perfect stainless call box. Measure and ever, cut twice. Plug your saw in and then adjust the height. Hopefully I cut these to the same length, although the thing is flimsy enough that it probably will self-level. Alright, and we need to insulate it. Luckily I have this piece of pink foam from another failed loop project. We're just going to try to keep this simple, stupid. Measure it, cut out a piece, stick it on the side, put some glue on it, wrap it in tape, and then watch it fall apart in a couple days. So the reason I'm insulating my call box is because I want to try something called slushing crabs. Since I sell my own crabs, every crab that dies in storage is a huge hit to me. So I want to try to maximize the amount of crabs that survive. Shaking them right into an ice bath and then creating them, I think is really gonna help because it's gonna keep them from biting each other and kind of shocks them when they hit the cold water, and then you can pick them up, pull them really fast, really without them pinching you for the most part. The stainless basically acts like a radiator, and with no insulation, it just instantaneously melts all the ice. I got to put a little foam around the outside and try a couple different things to see if I can get this thing to hold ice. Whoa. We're gonna play with 5200 now. This is very, very industrial grade stuff that you don't want to get all over your hands. The first thing I'm gonna do is get it all over my hands. Stuck. This is also pretty much like 5200. HD Max heavy duty construction adhesive by DAT. They sent me this, I think. Appreciate it. We're gonna try it. It says it bonds to virtually anything, and stainless is a very hard thing to bond to. I was just walking over to the shop to find something, and just literally found this piece of garbage on the ground. I think it's fiberglass, I don't know. But I think this is gonna work perfectly to seal some of the holes. Be sure to prep the surface by just staring at it for a while. Yep, looks fine. This, that's fiberglass, yep, that's gonna work perfectly if we just sandwich that on there. We need a hammer to beat that little nub in. This will work. Yep. Lots of holes over here. Fill those in with extra caulk. Oh God, it's all over my hands. It specifically said not to get it all over your hands. All right, hole there. Ah, wow. Really, really, really nice. Another side. One more sides to do.
I wonder if there's a way that you could put some sort of wrap around it that has enough space that you can just shoot some spray foam in there and make it up.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just put this crappy foam on here and then be like, well, I'm just gonna test it, and then and if it works, then I'll finish it. I'll never finish it. But if it's working, then it's finished. It would be nice to get some PVC pipe, border the edge of this, because the edge of this thing gets stuck on everything. I'm just gonna start gluing and taping. Pretty much got this wrapped up. I know it looks like crap, but I think it's gonna work. PVC pipe for the edges, box insulated, and another like actually shorter, smaller, longer shelf. Shorter, longer, smaller in certain dimensions shelf than the big stainless one. I think this is gonna work pretty well. We'll try it out. Well, my buddy Tony over here did hook me up. He got both of my trucks back and running on the road same day. Pretty awesome. Nothing crazy, but even still, I got him there. He got them fixed and he delivered them back to my house all within like 4 hours. So He's the man. I really am excited to be back in my crappy Toyota pickup truck. I'm going to pick up a couple crab shedding tanks that I'm buying off a buddy of mine, Mr. Charlie, so I can hopefully get into shedding some crabs into soft crabs. That is something I've never been able to do because I've never had a place to do it. But now I do have a place to do it. I just have to build a system. He had a couple tanks for sale and we made a deal. So they're basically just 4x8 fiberglass tanks that you put some water in and a filtration system, and then you can put peeler crabs and then watch them until they turn into soft crabs, pull them out, and then sell them for a lot more money than you could sell a peeler crab for. And a lot of times the benefit is that you can make money on peeler crabs and soft crabs when you can't make money on hard crabs. Kind of helps keep the cash flow going when the hard crabs slow down, weeks like this. I really wish I had these already built, but better late than never. One of my other projects today, aside from the call box and trying to build a shedding tank on the boat itself, is to set up one of these here on this old floating pontoon boat. I really want to build this at my house, but I just don't have the time right now to set up like a whole system that's not near the water. It's just going to be a lot easier to pump the water right from the creek into here. And it's probably not going to work quite as well. Doesn't solve a lot of the issues I need, but right now it's better than nothing. And also come up with a system to keep the raccoons away, because the raccoons are the things that have cost me the most money in terms of soft crabs. They will get in here, eat all the crabs out of it. So we have to come up with something to get this thing away from the pier, which is why I'm putting it on here, to try to make it harder for the raccoons. Also, we acquired a stray cat at the marina. If you got a name suggestion, drop it. Cute cat though, pretty nice, not really scared of much. Maybe we'll take her crabbing. Actually, I think it's a boy.
All right. This should be all the way up when this is all the way in.
That?
All right, clean it off right there. See how it works. It really pulls it back.
It's kind of perfect.
I think we got enough weight on it.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's kind of the perfect amount of weight, I think. And then you can just cleat it right there. Somehow, once again, we've already figured out the mechanics of the secondary problem without even starting on solving the primary problem. We got a very fancy pump from Harbor Freight in there, and this is like a little cage I had for a different soft crab tank. And that it's like double wall, keeps the pump from sucking up a bunch of junk and little fish and getting plugged up. Just floats off the surface, so you're not getting that nasty water from the bottom. That thing's moving a lot of water. Maybe too much. We downsized the pump a little bit. Some garden hose and a piece of smashed copper pipe. It's oxygen-rich water right there. Well, I had to change up the pulley system a little bit because really you could just pull the side back over. It would just drift over into the pier. So I changed it up so I got that. You can set that as far over as you want the bow to go, and then put the rope to the forward cleat, move the block over, and then lifted the weight up. So the fact that this weight is constantly falling is always just putting a little pressure on the bow to pull it over this way. Also, pinned the corner, used the hose from the pump that was too big as like a thing to straddle this, so it just stays pivoting on this corner. And then this is always pulling it over. And you come over here, pull on this, pull yourself to the pier, and it's only moving that up like maybe 8 inches, 6 inches. But it's just enough with that weight constantly pulling down. After a minute, the weight will eventually slowly pull the bow back over that way as far as this rope will let it. The other problem I need to solve here is getting electricity to it. I also need to solve that for my boat, just a little better system so the wires aren't hanging in the water. So one thing I find a lot of crabbing is old fishing rods that come up on crab pots. So there's no shortage of them floating around. And this one happens to be an ugly stick, which I don't know if you guys remember, but when I was growing up, they would slam them in car doors and whatever else, and they would never break. You could bend them over. I don't know what they're made out of. But yeah, this is an ugly stick. Some crab pot clips on it. Maybe this is gonna work perfectly like that. Keep my extension cord from hanging in the water. I need to lower it down a little bit. But then when the boat drifts around, goes and does its thing here, you know, keeps it up out of the ground, up out of the water, I mean. Well, I've done it. I have a fishing pole, power pole installed. I installed another small telephone pole and ran the electric all around. I think that John is not only going to be impressed, he's going to be thankful for the improvements that I've made to his marina. I mean, as far as I can see, the property value has only gone up, possibly doubled since I've been here. I think mostly due to the improvements that I've made to the place. I mean, look at that. It's like a Christmas tree full of electricity. Some crab pot clips down to here. We've got some wires running around, and look at this. We're gonna be eating soft crabs, actually selling soft crabs. I can't afford to eat soft crabs in no time at all. I mean, this is really something else. This is major improvement. I would say that my genius is sometimes startling. And I would say on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of safety, I'm gonna give it a 30. I mean, it's just beautiful. Look at it. What an improvement. I call this style Great Depression chic. Well, it's Saturday morning. We're going to run some errands before we go up to the crab stand. I shortened the hours a little bit. Usually it's 11 to 5, but we're doing 11 to 3 because I just do not have many crabs at all to sell. I don't know. I did everything I could to go catch some crabs this week, and nothing I can do. I can't put them in the pot. Curious to see how people are going to respond to this.
People will be fine. If you don't have crabs, you don't have crabs. You can't do anything about it.
I hate turning people away.
It'll be fine.
Dude, Clint came all the way from Georgia, right?
Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia. To come down and see the boat and hang out for the day.
This guy right here.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you coming out. I really do.
Thank you.
Once again, most of my fears didn't come true. Pretty much everything went fine today at the crab stand. We do actually have some crabs left here after Saturday, which is a little concerning, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm selling them less than pretty much everybody else. The fact that I'm still not moving a light load of crabs, I have concerns that the economy is not that great right now. People usually would come here and buy all the crabs ASAP, but for some reason, I'm gonna be open tomorrow with very few crabs. It was an amount of crabs I thought I would sell instantaneously, and it's just like, people just aren't buying them. They're like, everybody's saying they're too expensive, but mine are cheaper than everybody else's. I just think people just aren't buying. I don't know. I hope it gets better. We're gonna wrap it up for today. Really surprised we didn't sell them all, but I'd have thought that'd have been a walk in the park to move those crabs. A lot of people came, but they were buying shirts, they were coming to say hi, hang out, whatever, which is awesome. I actually had 2 people coming from Seattle. One person flew all the way in from Seattle. One person came from Seattle just to see us, which is crazy. And another guy drove all the way from Georgia through the night just to come here and hang out for the day. It was wild. There were some people that came in from Florida. Pretty wild. Good work today. Looked awesome, guys. Getting ready to head up to the crab stand again for Sunday. I'm tired, I'm not gonna lie. I wish that we had a day where we didn't have to do anything. We got the crabs, so we gotta sell them. This is my least favorite part about this truck. Just everything, there's always an alarm going off for something. If anybody knows how to disable like the reverse, the backup camera alarm, please drop a comment, let me know. I kind of feel like if you need that many alarms on your truck, you don't really have much business driving a truck. Well, it's Sunday and we're all set up here. We're not even quite open yet, really, but we've already had a few people come by and buy some crabs, buy some shirts, so good sign. Hoping that we can sell these crabs pretty soon, because Sundays we have to go back, clean the trailer, and do all that kind of crap. We don't have too much to sell, but judging by yesterday, it's a little concerning. We'll move them though. I guess I'll give you a little tour of the crab stand, the working crab stand, and show you a few things I need to work on still and what's working out nice. Still working on the layout of all this kind of stuff. So we have these really awesome price boards that Lee from the marina made. They're like chalkboards, and use these chalk markers and they look awesome. But the other day, I only had 1 chalk marker and I changed the prices from last weekend. So I have this beautiful sign on one side with all different prices, and I couldn't find the chalk marker anywhere. So I had to write it on a Sharpie and tape it to the back with some bags. People have been making comments about this on Facebook, but I just can't find the chalk marker. I have to go get a couple more, I guess. Got the guys putting together bags. So we just put a paper bag into a plastic bag. The paper bag gives the crabs a little structure and makes it a little harder for them to just pinch you right through the bag, and then the plastic bag keeps all the wet crabness out of wherever you're putting them. Counter's working out nice. Shelves work out nice, although this board warped real bad, which I kind of anticipated. But it looks pretty good. Trailer backed up to the boat's worked out nicely. Boat looks good, ready to rock and roll. The one thing that maybe I'll change is make something that's a little easier to get in and out, because right now we have to jump up over the walls, which isn't bad for like pretty much all of us, but if I have my parents or whoever over here helping, it's not easily accessible for everybody once we have the trailer backed up. Honestly, the setup seems to work out pretty nice. The hole here, you can walk right in. We can keep one door shut, so we're not just cooling the atmosphere with the air conditioner. This spot makes it really nice to put the crabs once they're done. So you come here, you put your order in, they write it down on a bag, take care of you money-wise, tell somebody that's in the crab trailer, usually Cam or AJ or Landon. They'll put together the crabs. Once they're done, they just set them right here. The person's name on the bag, the people wait over here. They get their crabs. They're all good to go. The chain didn't work out quite as nicely as I was hoping it did, but it's not bad. I mean, it works. But we just got shirts, then sweatshirts back there. I really would actually like to put the price board back there eventually. In here, we just got all the t-shirts, which I need to find a better system for this. This is not great. Boxes are already falling apart. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything else seems to be working pretty nicely. I tell you what, this boat has a ton of room in it. It really is nice. When opening day, we had like 10 of us in here, and it didn't even feel that crowded. It's nice and cool. There's a little bit of a breeze. You can walk right into the trailer without having the trailer in here. So it's low tech, but it works. So there's no need to overcomplicate it. We don't even have electricity here. We also have these shot glasses here. I have so many of these. I've been toting them around forever. To every trade show and whatever. I always forget to put them out and sell them. And these keychains as well. Just had an unexpected guest at the crab stand. Honestly, the last person I would ever imagine to see at the crab stand. All the way from down East Maine. Dude, you were literally the last person I ever expected to show up to the crab stand.
My accent, bro. I'm still laughing at my accent.
That was good. I was like, what is this? Who is this guy? I was like, that was awesome.
So funny.
Dude, he got me good, man. He come up with a mask and a hat and glasses on, asked me about Maine lobsters. I was like, I'm a little biased. I mean, the Maine lobster's not bad. Yeah, that was I don't know, what were you going? What kind of accent were you going for?
I don't really know what I was going for an accent. My plan down, my rehearsal on the ride down was Australian.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
like. It was something.
It was falling apart halfway through. Like, I had lobster.
Yeah.
I think I got lobster pretty good. And the rest of it was just like...
It was all over. It was all good
falling
though.
apart.
Turned out to be really good. We actually sold out all the crabs, so I was relieved. The problems I thought I was going to have, I didn't have. And the problems I didn't think I was going to have, I did have, which is just kind of the way it goes. I thought that I wasn't going to catch any crabs, and I was going to have a terrible time disappointing everybody because I wasn't going to have enough. Last minute, ended up getting a few crabs, and then was worried I wasn't going to sell them all because I thought that they were going to sell instantaneously. I'm hoping that once kids get out of school, the market is going to pick up a little bit. Trying to move the hours to Saturday and Sunday, like 11 to 3. It's just giving us a little more time. Those are definitely the busiest hours. If you want to actually come here and buy crabs and all that, buy Can Point Seafood on Facebook. 2 pages on Facebook. I have my personal page, which is verified, the little blue check. It's my name. And then my business page where I do all of the crab sales updates is FV Southern Girl by Can Point Seafood, and the profile picture is my little logo. There's a lot of fake pages on Facebook right now. Some of them even have hundreds of thousands of followers that's all stealing my content, and Facebook won't do anything about it. Check those 2 out for prices and availability. I will have the shipping crabs up and going here pretty soon, where you can actually order crabs online and then get them shipped anywhere in the country to you so you can try them for yourself. Once we get a few more crabs flowing here, we're gonna get that up and going, and then everybody can enjoy them. But if you didn't make it out to the crab stand this weekend, we have the awesome new merch line from Dark Seas. We have the awesome sweatshirts, awesome t-shirts in blue and black. And I tell you what, these sweatshirts in particular are like the most comfortable things ever, especially the blue one. They're so nice. Check them out. I'm really excited about it. It's got the Dora Lynn on it. It's kind of the homage to this whole build right here, and it supports me, so I would really appreciate it if you guys went on there and got a t-shirt. You know, it's a way that you can get involved even if you don't want to make the trip, which is totally cool. I appreciate everybody just being excited about it and being involved in it. So head over there. We'll drop the link in the description for the shirts and the sweatshirts. Everybody's been super cool, super awesome. Couldn't believe that we had people come from all over the place. Freaking Jacob, by the way, that was crazy. I had no idea. He filmed me, pranked me, got me good. We saw people from Georgia, Arkansas, Florida, you name it, Seattle as well. A couple people from Seattle. A couple sisters in particular that flew in just to do this. Second weekend of the crab stand down. Thanks everybody for watching. If you want to like and subscribe, that's cool with me. If not, whatever. You clicked on it, you made it this far, so you may as well. See you next week.